Hey, Black Barn Social Club, God bless America. Talking boots. Today's uh, today's been a busy day. I've done a few videos. I recently just recorded the full rant, the full story about the last pair of boots. I'm going to pause on bringing that out, so consider this a teaser. Um, but I will be coming out with a very disappointing story about one of the Grail boots that I really wanted, had been saving for, and it doesn't look like it's going to work out. So I needed some happy news. I was disappointed. I was sad. I was emotionally stressed. All the things, and I needed some happy news. So I'm on to happier things. The Truman Java Wax Flesh 56 Last. This boot, two cool things about this boot. One is its Java Wax Flesh, which is easily one of my favorite leathers from Truman. And I've also got that dress boot, the 618 stitch down from Parkhurst. But Java Wax Flesh. I mean, I've got two 79s. One of them's 11 and a half, one's an 11. And one has the Eugene sole, one has the Commando sole. I did not have it in Java Wax Flesh. So I've got three 56 last pairs. This makes one. I've got the number 8 I want the number 8, color number 8, and then a Cypress, and then I've got the Sesame Double Shot. So what makes this cool? One is the last combined with the material. Love that. The second thing is that when I found these on eBay, I'm talking to I'm kind of going back and forth with the gentleman trying to make an offer, and we ended up getting to the offer that we were both happy with, I hope. And he just comes out and says straight up, I watch your reviews. Glad you're getting them. So to the gentleman, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Hope I do the boot justice. He tells me it was a made-to-order boot. So again, I'm not going to dox him online. I don't know when they were made. Another gentleman jumped in and said, I wonder if that's the last iteration. But I think it's a recent production. It's just he had moved on to something else. And again, it gives me something that I really like. And so let me get to the details of it. You guys know a Truman boot. You know what the 56 last is. For me, I'm going to say that I sized the 56 last 1/2 size down from Brannock. I pretty much am starting to like all Trumans, except for their new work boot last, which I don't have anymore. But all Trumans I'm taking in an 11 now, and I'm an 11.5 Brannock. This boot, now the 56 last does give you, in comparison to the size 1179, it still gives you about another 1/2 inch in length, toe length. But like we've said, Brannock devices only tell you length and approximate width. And with all these companies manipulating their last as much as they do, I'm afraid it's going to be a hodgepodge on what works best for your foot. But these do have a more narrow waist. They've got a better heel cup than the 79, so I feel like your heel is locked in better. I like how that narrow waist gets under your arch. I feel like in comparison to the 79, I feel like it's more supporting of your arch. And then I feel like that aerial view is just a sexier boot. I mean, it really is. So as much as I like the 79, what I'm saying is it's a purpose-built boot. I wear it for certain things. I wear it with certain outfits. But this boot is sexy. Now, combined with the Java Wax Flesh, it's just, I don't know. It's like, to me, I know it's hard to believe, but if Indiana Jones had worn one of these, what would we call that? We wouldn't call it the Alden Indy anymore. But I mean, to me, this is the boot that Indiana Jones should have been wearing. It's thicker, it's better built, it's more robust. Java Wax Flesh. Put that in the comments. What do you think if you could go back and make Harrison Ford wear a different boot? Which, by the way, if you've heard the story, those were his boots, is the way I heard it. They weren't even a costume boot. He was a carpenter, and they were his boots. So unless that's urban legend, I'm going to believe it. But if you could go back and put Harrison Ford in a new Indy boot, this is my pick. So do that now. Pause. Like and subscribe. Go ahead, get all that done. What do I love most about this? And I'm going to talk to you. One, you guys know that I sent that Java Wax Flesh work boot back because I'm really looking at this boot. It's reinforcing a theory I have. And anybody that knows better, feel free to comment also. Make it a separate comment so it helps the algorithm. I feel like Truman is running two lines of production, and I'll tell you why. I think he's got a line of production that goes to his work boots. I think he's got a line of production that goes to his typical 79s and 56s. And the reason being is the quality is 100% back in this boot. So I mean, in that one work boot, I saw some stitching wonkiness. I saw the poor finishing on the sole, and just the difference in production. It wasn't stitched all the way through, so there were differences in it, and a lot of us were trying to figure out like what have they done? Have they hired a bunch of new people? Blah blah. I'm saying they did both. I feel like they must have some inexperienced folks working on those, getting them ramped up, getting all the drops going, but the people making his, I don't know which is his bread and butter anymore, which is what we're afraid of. But I would say the people making his bread and butter are still making them, and they're still knocking it out of the park. Because God Almighty, it's a sexy boot. I mean, it's got that so dark Java Wax Flesh. It's got the contrasting just brown leather tongue, which I just love the way that looks. My man already put the leather laces in, which I would have done. I'm not big on the other laces. And so here's the thing. The other day, when I got these, I pulled out that 618 stitch down from Parkhurst, and we've been we were talking in the reason why I did that is because we were talking in the last video about customer service, and Andrew. I mean, his name keeps coming up with just superb customer service. So I wanted to look. That's a brown wax flesh, same boot. It's the brown wax flesh dress boot. This is what I'd call a Java Wax dress boot, and I put them side by side because I just kind of wanted to see what they look like side by side. And you're probably wishing I'd done that right now, but I won't. And I'll just get to what I see in that is one, the Parkhurst stitch down boot. I mean, it's a gorgeous boot. It's just as well made. It's just as well stitched. It's just the attention to detail is just as much there. The two differences I saw in the boot is one, weight. And I put them side by side, and you can tell that the midsole is thinner, the sole is thinner, the leather cuts. I mean, like here where you can see the side of the toe cap and the side of the quarters and the side of the heel stay. Every piece on this boot is just a touch thicker than the Parkhurst version. So it's like we've been saying, and we've been beating that horse. Parkhurst makes a wonderful product. It's just a casual boot. And if you want something that Indiana Jones should have worn, this is the boot you go with. It's all the antique brass hardware and all that. All the things are right where they're supposed to be. And again, in contrast to that Parkhurst, that had the pressed metal, whereas this is forged or milled, whatever you want to say. Full piece, liner. Just a gorgeous boot. Now, when I wore this the other day, I did put it on because if you'll remember, I had that big issue with the Sesame Double Shot where it crunched on me. because these are second hand and not necessarily new to me. I do think the gentleman before me did break them in a little bit. Now, while they don't look it necessarily, they were comfortable right out the gate. So I do think I'm going to be fine on the fitment. And what I noticed again was just this Eugene sole. Man, it walks really comfortable. There's real good dampening in the heel, and again, I'm just looking this over, and I'm just seeing a good quality. I mean, again, Truman's back. I mean, when with this. Now, will I end up trying to you guys know I was going to list that pair of 618s. Didn't have any takers on it. Not going to give it away. So will I do anything? Will this displace something else? That'll be a different video, but I am tickled. So to the gentleman that sold this to me, thank you, brother. Again, look at this quality. You can get these boots for if you're willing to buy a used boot, you can get them for sub $400. You want them new, they're just over. So yeah. I mean, what a good looking boot. You guys be blessed. Talk soon. Indiana Jones, remember, what would he wear?